With we have wanted to work a long time with Ayesha because she hasn't been around and sometimes we tend to forget, sadly.
We are not spending time कि मेकअप हमारा देख लें, बाल देख लें, hair हमारे ऐसे नहीं, तो costume ऐसे नहीं. I mean, I just like that part of OTT more.
Over there, Tanuja, the assistants, and they're all there, and they put on "Meko ye sagita," and they start dancing. Hello and welcome to the Quint. Today we're joined by Juhi Chawla, Ayesha Jhulka, and director Tanuja Chandra for their upcoming show Hush Hush. I watched a few episodes and क्या show है?
क्या show है?
मस्त show है. बोल दो. नहीं अच्छा है, काफी अच्छा है, अच्छी तरह से क्या show है. And पहला सवाल तो it's a completely women-led story and that's amazing. मतलब I love that character से लेके police officer, everyone is a woman. So I wanted to ask. How did you decide upon the cast that you have chosen for Hush Hush?
With Juhi, she was the first person, honestly, that I approached. It's always very interesting to me to have somebody do a part which is not expected from them, which is unusual for in their career, So both these ladies, they've done largely, fun, cuter roles for which they are loved and adored, but for both of them, went to them with really serious, dramatic, solid in terms of emotions and depth, those kinds of roles. And so for me, that was the most exciting thing. We have wanted to work a long time with Ayesha because she hasn't been around and sometimes we tend to forget, sadly. And my casting director was the one who brought up her name and I just said, oh my God, that's amazing casting because it again is a very is a mysterious, complex role.
जूही जी आपने पहले विलन का रोल तो किया है बट इशी आई वोंट कॉल हर विलन एट ऑल बट बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स कैरेक्टर है. So were you excited about this role?
Actually, Ekta, I do want to add to what she just said, that when I heard that Ayesha, I'll be working with Ayesha because we play sisters in Hush Hush. I was like, wow. Like you said, for a while, I haven't seen her. In fact, though we were in films at the same time, we never met each other.
And she told me this when we met for a show before starting the shoot of this, and I actually said yes.
Yeah,
strange.
I was just so happy, to meet her on the set, saying, okay, we're working together. As for the role, yes, it was very different. But right from the start, like she just said, she said it would be nice for you to do this because nobody's expecting this kind of a performance or any. You've not done this. It's not, like you said, not a villain. It's what is it? It's a
Villain.
Mysterious, manipulative kind of person, which I haven't done before. I was excited. Yes, I was very happy to work with Tanuja because for a while I've just known of her as Mahesh Ji's assistant, long back writing with him, and also I know that background, and I've loved Mahesh Ji's way of storytelling and his way of thinking, and you come from that, and I'm like, when people like that come to me, I know there's something going on there, which is very interesting. But then of course I went through every scene with Tanuja and I drove her crazy because I was like, nahi, magar ye kyun bolna hai? And then aise kaise bolna hai? And like she was really very patient and smiling throughout. And what I discovered about Tanuja is she herself, unki Hindi itni achhi hai. Her intonations are so natural and real. I was like, she should have been the actress. Because I
used to actually tell her, करके दिखाओ.
She says that a lot.
Yeah. करके दिखाओ. मैं भी बोलती थी.
The way you say it just sounds so real. मैं ऐसे नहीं बोलती, but like I wish I could speak the way you were speaking. So,
Actually.
Another thing I realized, first time na web series.
Yeah.
ये लोग इतना काम करते हैं ना, इतना काम करते हैं. Had I been in her place,
हमने कभी नहीं इतना किया.
I would have either crashed or lost my temper with people. But I saw her always like calm and smiling and okay, ready for another day of shooting. Even though you have, pesky actors who want to know, but why, but this, but that, can I go now? All that kind of stuff. But she never lost her cool.
I'd love to hear from you how it was working with both of them.
अच्छा, अब अच्छा बोल रहा है.
अब अच्छा बोल.
Please.
No, I was remembering we had a night sequence to do and we'd been shooting for a long time and she said, Tanuja, I'm very tired, I'm leaving, but she didn't leave. And I used to say, no, we'll finish soon. I just didn't let her go and she didn't go and she finished it. And even with Ayesha, she's somebody who's an early sleeper. Like you sleep early at night and so many full night shoots. But just...
and she would say, the moment I would reach the set and when it was around 10:30, 11, she would say, I'll give you 1 hour to sleep, don't worry. I said, Acha, 1 hour of sleep. That night shoots, me and even I think Karishma Tanna also,
Yes.
both of us are we sleep.
Morning people.
Yeah, we get up very early and we sleep pretty early. So yeah, that was quite a...
But that's the thing. I mean, I think the nature of OTT is rigorous work. You know, it's just being in that zone and just completing things and not letting it, because if you allow it, like you were saying, that if you just for a minute even allow it to get away from you, things will just start to become dull. And of course, but having the luxury and the opportunity to work with so many women and all of them protagonists, all of them with layers and fears and desires and ambition, hope, so many things which one doesn't really get the scope to do in cinema, and that's the beauty of OTT.
That's actually what I was going to ask. Do you think with OTT or even in recent times in general, the roles that are being written for women, because you've all been in the industry for a while and you've done diverse roles in films, do you think the roles that are being written for women now are better or more nuanced in a way?
I think they're more real. Gone are those days when you really had to pretend to be somebody whom you are not. Now what you have to do is, you're not portraying yourself, but it's real that the character that you're doing, you have to put that character into your own system. That's become easier, though it is tough in a way when you're performing, but I think it's become easier because they're real characters. It's natural. It's something that you can relate to, and we're not spending time ki makeup hamara dekh le, baal dekh le, hair hamare aise nahi, to costume aise nahi. I mean, I just like that part of OTT more. For me, when I was doing this, contrary to what she was saying, I went into a complete surrender mode because it was the first time. I was very nervous, and I think the butterflies in your stomach keeps an actor awake, and I would always be, absolutely on my toes, trying to understand how differently can I not be Ayesha, people have seen, and somebody different that Tanuja wants.
I find happening now, maybe in our web series and all this, that because you have time, characters apart from just the hero, heroine, like, on film you have just 2 hours, so you tell their story, the hero, the heroine, and a few other parts. But now it's become, there are many other people who come into their lives, and now you have the time to explore each one, and each one can have a backstory, a front story, a track. So many characters come alive. As for, I would say I enjoyed and loved doing the song, dance, drama also.
That was also...
That was a lovely dream world. And then slowly have gotten to this, which is more real, like she said. People are more real now. This zone.
Actually, in that time, we didn't know of this, no? So we enjoyed that. That was the best for us.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have any comparison of OTT or television or any other format. So we enjoyed that, and I think we are blessed that we had the experience of that, and we are doing
and we do this as well. Yeah, that's really
actually,
something.
Yeah, it is. But yes, there is the basic joy of telling a story and the plot, which has always been there, and it has been there, since cinema started. That love for that should never go away. It should not come down to coolness only, or trickery, or just being like having a vibe. Sometimes they say tab bahut acha tha, ab kharab hai, or they say ab bahut acha hai, tab kharab tha.
There's no comparison. You can't really put it all together. I'm just saying this time is good for us women.
Yes.
I'm not saying that time was bad. That time was wonderful. You know, we were at that age and stage, and see films like Guide, Ardha Satya, all these, we've had fabulous cinema, fabulous makers, iconic films for, you know, the ones which we have done too. And that's why we are probably sitting here. You can't forget all those.
And of course, we've had fabulous cinema over the decades in general also. Just to wrap things up, can you tell me like your favorite memory from sets?
From this set?
From the set.
I have many favorite memories. I have many memories. Really, it's been very eventful with me. You know, because we were talking and I didn't get a chance to say this one. I don't know how you didn't let the pressure of everyday work and having to keep schedules get to you. I really admire that about you. I'm really, really saying this. I'll tell you, this was, we had shot and then I think COVID or something happened, and then there was a time where everybody had to go back to Mumbai and all, and then we came back after a few months or something. But वो continuity पकड़ने के लिए, you know, and I'm very like that way again, particular. नहीं, बाल मेरे ऐसे थे तो ऐसे ही होने चाहिए. So I've come back for one day of shooting for Hashash, and it was like a morning to going into night. So I've come in the morning well in time to get ready, but my hairdresser is not getting my styling the same. And the time to keeps going, and I'm like, नहीं ठीक करो, ये यहाँ से टेढ़ा है. And I was that day 1.5 hours late, okay, 1.5 hours late. 15-20 minutes तो मेरा normally होता है, but this, and I don't like to be late. Stuck. Yeah, you get stuck. And 1.5 hours later, matlab, I was ready to kill my staff also, and I'm stressed out completely. And I'm thinking on the sets, तो matlab
all eyes on us.
मतलब मर गए. अब तो तनुजा तो मतलब मेरे को, she won't say anything, but you know, you will feel the tension.
She was sending me messages. I'm in tears, she said.
And then वो भी एक बड़े complex में, तो even to get to the location वो और 5 minutes और चले जाते थे. So you get from the van, you go up into the lift, you go up there, and I'm like trying to say, okay, calm down, you know, there's an important scene to do, just calm down, blah, blah, blah. But I'm stressed, very stressed. I get out of the lift, and literally it's this room, like it's a corridor, and over there Tanuja, the assistants, and they're all there, and they put on Meko Ayesha Jhulka, and they start dancing.
They did the same with me too.
It was so sweet. It just
She was really
complete.
surprised.
I'm so relieved because the last thing I expected, instead of fireworks, what I was thinking, they were dancing and welcoming me even 1.5 hours later. I can't tell you how much I loved you that moment. I was like,
they know the trick of how to keep their actors happy.
Suddenly all that tension, which honestly would have affected the work,
yes,
you know, so all that just drained out of her, and she was able to focus on the scene because it was a strong scene, and she had to really
I still was a little stressed through, but that moment was just like, wow, how nice of my director not to have said so much time, Juhi. So thank you. Yeah.
I was just waiting, and I said, "Kab bulaoge? Kab bulaoge?" And they kept saying, 5 minutes, 5 minutes.
We were late. In her
They
case,
were late.
We were late.
They were late. They were not calling me, and I kept saying, "Bulao, मैं कब से ready बैठी हूँ?" And then of course 2 of the ADs came, all girls again, and they came, and then they made me stand outside the shooting area, and they said, 2 minutes. I said, you said we are just doing your scene. Only you are there. अब क्या shoot हो रहा है अंदर? You know, नहीं बस 1 minute. अब lighting हो रही है. मैंने कहा तो मैं बैठ जाती हूँ, lighting हो रही. No, ma'am, 2 minutes. And they are coordinating with her or the other ADs and all. I said ठीक है तो wait करो, पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है. Then finally, after 5-7 minutes of me waiting outside, and I enter, and suddenly I see everybody singing Pehla Nasha, and all the ADs, the male ADs, are coming and dancing with me, and there are, you know, lot of people, the
They were
entire
actually
unit.
really excited to have Ayesha Jhulka on the set. You know?
Yeah, actually. And this was not the beginning of the shoot. This was somewhere midway, you know, when we've already shot half of it. And then they're dancing, and everybody, the DOP, Shaz is holding me, and then there's these, all that dancing happening and all that. I said, wow. It's like, and I said, Abhi, aapko late nahi ho raha? She's saying, they love you, we all love you. I danced with her and everyone. So there's so much love, affection. And I've had this bad habit of laughing. When she keeps saying, be serious, be into the character.
Seriously, she's laughing. I mean, that's what I really love about her. She'll be like, totally
and
into it.
And she doesn't like that about me because I'm, like I said, the butterflies keep you awake. For me, laughters keep me awake.
Yeah.
And for me, to bring life into the character that I'm doing, I have to be, it's a way of hiding your nervousness. And I try and transform myself into the best possibility when the camera's on.
She does. Transforms immediately.
So I was allowed.
Honestly, these memories sound great for such a serious show for you to just be having fun.
We have laughed so much.
Yeah, we've
Together.
had a great time actually.
Congratulations on your show and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And for all of you watching at home, as part of the Q Insider, you can get first looks into our exclusive interviews and also get sneak peeks into who we're interviewing next. And that also gives you a chance to ask your favorite celebrities your questions. And it's very easy to become a part of this community of members. You just have to click the link in the description.